back, y'all.
Hey.
Move forward and talk about Arrow.
Oh, straight and narrow, shoot the arrow.
Also known as Diggle's JLA. Also known as Ollie's next installment of drama. So what do you think, guys? What do you think about going on right now with this original show?
Oh.
Well,
Because we started from Arrow, so come on.
I got you. I thought you meant something else.
No.
Like so original.
Yeah.
Vigilante.
Yo,
What do we think about Vigilante, guys?
Awesome. Love the
So
outfit.
Vigilante is one of my favorite comics characters from the comic books, created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, who did New Teen Titans. And it was a great arc from the comics that was written by Alan Moore about Vigilante.
Oh.
And so it was really cool. I mean, obviously, spoiler alert for fans of the comic books. In the comic books, we don't know that this is going to be the case in Arrow yet, but Adrian Chase,
Right.
the DA,
The DA
is
him.
Vigilante.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but we don't know that that's
But
going to
he
be
was-
on the series.
I mean, but from the start, like the first thing you see him, he's like
Exactly,
tough,
exactly.
gruff.
So I thought it was really interesting that they didn't do the big reveal this week. I thought when he got him in the bank, he was going to take the mask off, and we were
Right.
going to find out. I hope that eventually he joins Arrow's team, and it is a really interesting dichotomy to sort of look at this character that's basically acting like Oliver did in season 1,
Right.
and while we know season 5 is really a chance to look back at season
Yeah.
1 and kind of pay homage to that, I think it's a cool thing for Oliver to have to sort of question his own choices through Adrian or through the Vigilante.
Right.
And hopefully, I would love to see him join the team.
Because I was thinking like, oh god, this guy's like way too much. But then you're right, it is literally Oliver in season 1.
That was even
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
That was even said. Remember, they actually made a comment in there, something to the effect of, like, you know, that used to be you, or you know, something along those lines. I'm like, boom, you hit the nail right on the head. There were little clues that I appreciated too. I mean, if you're not familiar with the comic and you don't know how it plays out, like there was a shot we had just a little while ago when he was doing the interrogation, and he goes out and he talks to Oliver, and the comment was made like, well, you know, so and so doesn't wait for whatever, and he's like, yeah, he doesn't. And I'm like,
So it's basically Oliver without PTSD.
exactly.
Right.
Speaking of
As I called him,
PTSD,
Gropey Oliver.
Yes. Speaking of PTSD, I'd have to say in the flashback, Dolph Lundgren is
Lundgren's
killing
amazing.
you.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Come
He's
on.
amazing. Dolph's the best.
Oh, come on.
I must break you.
He's
Rocky
just-
scene when
yeah.
he's boxing.
Oh my God.
Ali,
Oh, yeah.
That was totally.
And he
This
has
is the
body
first
slams
time in
him.
so long the flashbacks have been as engaging as this.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like the first time
Definitely.
since Slade.
Probably
was
since season
taking
2.
him.
Yep.
That boxing match just
Yeah.
totally knocked it out. The
Oh my!
mud.
Knocked it out the
great.
park. And then he had Oliver in the flashback just bloodied and on his knees. You know, it was like Rick and Negan.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
And I do
it was
like
such
where
a
they're
great
going
moment.
with that sort of playing, you know, against the Russian mob and sort of that whole thing, and you know, who does Oliver trust? Like you said, it's a very interesting place to be for the flashback.
Right, and we can see like so many points where it can connect back to the main
Yeah,
story.
right,
Not just
yeah.
thematically, but literally in the plot.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I think I saw someone suggest that maybe, I'm going to keep calling him Dolph, because Konstantin
Konstantin
could be
Kovar.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
So, like, that would be...
A nice connection.
Yeah, exactly. That would be like a...
It would actually make the flashback connect to
Right.
the present story
Right.
and have an organic thread through, which would be wonderful if that's what they're doing. And if they're not, you should like hire this lady to write for you, because I love that idea.
I also like seeing Ragman really kind of take this position as sort of like the right-hand man to Oliver on the team. He's really, I mean, obviously Diggle's always going to be his sidekick, you know, the right-hand guy, but you know, as far as the new recruits, Roy's kind of stepping up as sort of being the voice.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that, you know, we can't quite trust Renee. We don't know what he's going to do. He is a wild dog.
Yeah.
So it's really nice having Ragman kind of there as the stable person on the team.
I just want to see Mr. Terrific's T-Spears.
Yeah, I want to see Mr. Terrific be a
And I
little
wanna
more
see him
terrific.
be
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I love Curtis. I loved him when he was introduced.
Yeah.
But now that he's, you know, joined the team of Vigilantes, it's like he has like a huge learning curve, and
They
we're not
went
really
too goofy with him.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, we should point out that actually Mr. Terrific in the comics is Michael Holt. They chose, for whatever reason, the
change the
writers
first
to
name.
change the
To change
first
the first
name.
name.
Yeah, and the same with Renee, actually. Renee is not Wild Dog. It's a different person as the character in the comic books. So it gives them a little bit more freedom with these characters.
As some things get corny and hokey, like we kind of mentioned, some things that are considered maybe corny and hokey are awesome, like the more use of the trick arrows.
That's great.
Loving
the trick arrow window was great.
Exactly. They had the shield up. Last week it was the parachute one.
Right.
They paid homage in another episode with the boxing glove one.
Yeah, it's just so much more creative.
It's getting closer to Green Arrow of the comics.
Exactly. And this year, like I said, you know, I'm back. I'm back on board. I've said it like, you know, half of the episodes I've been on during the DC universe. They are back. I am back, and they are nailing it. They're bringing in the elements to make it true to the, you know, the original source material, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
You know, that brings me back to season 3 of Arrow and season 1 of Flash. And it kind of reminds me when Ali first met Flash with his superpowers. So they meet, they talk about on top of the roof, right?
Yeah.
So they had this crazy moment where, you know, Arrow jumps in the building with his trick arrow, and then Flash runs out. So Ollie's in the building, and Flash sees him, and he's like, cool. And Arrow looks back, and he sees Flash running like crazy, and he's like,
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Double cool.
That's the kind of stuff that you like because it's not really it's cheesy, but like in a friendly, in a warm way, in a way that brings you to
off of the characters.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We are invested in these. All of us and all of you watching are invested in these characters. So to see these great character moments, that's the fun of all these shows.
Speaking of characters.
I'm sorry.
Can we? Are we all going to say the same thing?
I don't know.
Because
Is it-
I was a little bit. I pulled a you.
You pulled a me?
I pulled a you with wanting to go watching the show, going, oh my God.
Are you talking about Thea and Lance right now?
I'm talking about when Wild Dog arranged for the birthday
yes, that was
and
so
brought
sweet.
his son in.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah.
Tear to mine.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was really nice. It's like a nice human moment for Wild Dog, and it really helps build the sort of the dynamic that he's having with
His
Diggle this
relationship with
episode.
Diggle.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's great.
gosh,
And this is the first time we've seen young Connor Hawke, young John,
Yeah,
in
that's right.
Arrow.
Right.
So
It was wonderful.
It was very
It just.
cool.
Okay.
Also
But the
wonderful.
final moment of the show, we need to talk about that and the big reveal
Oh
that
yes.
Evelyn
Oh my
Sharp
God, yes.
is working with Prometheus.
Yes, that was crazy. 'Cause now, and you had mentioned when you did the after show,
Yes.
which if you're not following the original comics, you may not know this, but she was on the show before, as I called playing fake Canary.
She played
More like bootleg Canary.
She was introduced
I got it.
basically as the villain of the week.
Right.
So and then she became Evelyn Sharp, and now she's Artemis, this
Artemis.
character on the team, and
And
apparently
now-
she's working with Prometheus, but we don't know. The episode ended right at that reveal, so we don't really know. I mean, she could be.
She could be triple.
She could be deep
yeah.
undercover for all of her.
I hope she is.
She could be upset with them about
Yeah.
the lists. So I
Right.
mean, we don't really
It
know.
could
Yeah,
be-
what's
and
going
one
on.
of the
either way, she
theories-
could head back, like she could turn back to Oliver
Right.
the Teen, even
Right.
if she is.
One of the
currently.
theories I was thinking is she might be doing it for Oliver, but Oliver doesn't know.
That's
she took it
possible.
amongst
Exactly.
herself to go undercover
Now, I
and
will
do
tell
something.
you, last week I said that I had a theory that Tommy Merlin is going to be revealed as Prometheus, that it all ties back to. I have changed my mind after this week.
Who is it now?
Oh, really?
I no longer think it's Tommy
Who do you think it
Elliott.
is?
Who do you think?
I think it's Laurel.
You think it's Laura?
Whoa!
Laurel.
That would be crazy. All right. Well, I
And
think
that would
down.
make sense why she framed her father, why she's bringing in Evelyn Sharp, why she blames Oliver for
Yeah.
everything that happened.
That would be so sad, but yeah,
Yeah.
it would be like a really twisted version.
We
of
know
Laura.
the
like,
actress is
like,
signed on
Is
to
it like
be on all the
Flashpoint
shows.
didn't really kill her? It's sort of like someone like half killed her.
We don't know. We don't know.
That's a really interesting theory, though. Like,
Speaking of theories, there's this theory right now from a viewer.
Go. Yeah,
right?
watch it.
From the Stream TV Facebook page.
Yeah, tell.
It's an Arrow theory. I'm going to read it verbatim.
oh,
Verbatim. This is from Mohammed T. Lasali. And his theory is, what if Green Arrow is retiring at the end of season to be full-time mayor after he makes a city, and at the end of Arrow TV series, but the beginning of a Young Justice-style series. And the new Team Arrow is the base for that. Adding them Kid Flash, Miss Martian, and Arsenal. Maybe Oliver will cameo as mayor and will suit up occasionally in events and crossovers.
that would be like. Would that replace Arrow, or would that be in addition?
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you know,
one of
maybe
this.
in
Yeah,
addition.
it would replace because he's retired, right?
Well, he's
Right.
retired,
Okay,
right? Yeah.
All right,
So
well then,
if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 had been a huge box office hit, and Steven was leaving the show, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Short of that, Steven's not
He's
leaving
not going
the show.
anywhere.
Yeah, Steven's like, I'm staying.
Speaking of leaving, real quick, one more thing before we have to get out of here. One more thing, Lance and Thea.
That was amazing. That's all.
Great character moments.
Yeah, great character moments. It was because that's always what draws me to anything that I'm watching is the dynamics between the characters.
Right.
Lance did need someone. He went through a lot.
Yeah, he's lost 2 daughters pretty much.
And not to mention, Sarah died like a million times, so he had all these emotions anyway before.
Right.
And Thea's lost all her parents, and basically her brother's, not really full-time brother. And how many boyfriends? Oh my God, yeah, Thea's lost everyone. So they need each other. It was so beautiful to see her helping him.
For Thea's sake, I'm available.
Oh, that's so sweet.
For her
And all she has to do
is,
all she has to do is go on YouTube and look for sexy. Bam.
Reverse Unicorn says he respects your opinion, Jamie, but it's not Laurel. He thinks it's somebody from the flashback or someone on the list. Oh, someone on the list. That's interesting.
Something on the list.
That's
a good idea.
Something on the list is
a good idea.
I like that.
I think it's time.
Hence the word theory.
Yeah.
And you know what I have a theory? I think we have a theory. We've got some memes coming up.
Oh.
Again, supplied by you to us. Keep them coming, and we'll keep showing them. Memes.
Meme.
Meme.